Most people do not fail because they lack talent, intelligence, or effort. They fail because they grow weary of waiting. They plant the seed, water it once or twice, then dig it up to see if it is growing. Life does not reward impatience. It rewards faith that remains steady when nothing seems to be happening. Success takes so long because it is not built in the outer world first. It is established inwardly before it can ever appear outwardly. Every desire must first pass through the unseen, where it is shaped, tested, refined, and prepared. What looks like delay is often protection. What feels like stagnation is often preparation. There is a hidden order at work in every life. Nothing arrives before its appointed hour. A person may knock on doors repeatedly, wondering why they do not open, not realizing the key has not yet been forged within them. The outer world responds only when the inner condition is ready to receive. Many people mistake speed for success. They believe that if something is meant for them, it should arrive quickly and easily. Yet the greatest rewards are rarely rushed. Anything that comes too fast often leaves just as quickly. That which is meant to last must be anchored deeply, and deep roots take time to grow. The long game is not about waiting idly. It is about holding the vision while allowing life to rearrange itself in ways unseen. It is about acting when inspired, resting when guided, and trusting even when evidence is absent. Faith is not passive. It is active alignment with an invisible law that never fails. There are seasons when effort seems to produce no result. In those moments, doubt whispers that nothing is happening. Yet beneath the surface, patterns are breaking, resistance is dissolving, and unseen doors are quietly unlocking. The outer delay often signals an inner shift that cannot be rushed. People often abandon their purpose just before the turning point. They interpret silence as rejection, not knowing that silence is sometimes a signal to deepen trust. The universe does not respond to panic or desperation, it responds to calm certainty. When one moves with inner assurance, outer circumstances eventually fall into order. Success takes time because identity must change before circumstances can. One cannot step into a new life while holding the old beliefs that created limitation. Time allows the shedding of fear, the release of unworthy patterns, and the quiet rebuilding of self-trust. Without this transformation, success would feel foreign and unstable. The long game teaches patience, not as endurance but as peace. It teaches the ability to hold joy before proof arrives. When a person learns to remain grateful, confident, and generous while results are still forming, they step into true mastery. At that point, success is no longer chased, it is attracted. There is no wasted time in the life of one who trusts. Every delay carries instruction. Every closed door redirects toward a better one. What is truly meant will not miss its moment, and what misses was never meant to remain. The long game is the art of staying aligned while time does its sacred work. When one stops measuring progress by speed and begins measuring it by inner stability, everything changes. Success is not late. It is exact. Most people believe that success begins the moment something visible happens, when money appears, recognition arrives, or doors finally open. Yet long before any of that occurs, there is a silent phase where nothing seems to move at all. This unseen preparation is the true beginning, though it rarely feels like progress. It feels like waiting, uncertainty, repetition, and sometimes loneliness. Still, life is arranging outcomes beneath the surface while the outer world remains quiet. Every meaningful achievement requires an inner foundation strong enough to support it. Without this foundation, success would collapse under its own weight. This is why so much time is spent in preparation rather than reward. During this period, patience is learned, discipline is formed, and faith is tested. A person may feel overlooked, delayed, or forgotten, yet these moments are shaping resilience and clarity that no shortcut could provide. Unseen preparation often disguises itself as ordinary routine. Daily efforts that seem insignificant are actually laying bricks for a future structure not yet visible. Small choices, repeated actions, and inner conversations slowly rewire identity. Life is less concerned with speed and more concerned with stability. What is built too quickly often lacks the depth to endure. Many abandon their path during this stage because they cannot measure progress. The mind craves proof, but the unseen offers none. This is where belief becomes essential. not belief as blind optimism, but as quiet knowing that life responds to alignment rather than urgency. When effort is combined with trust, even silence becomes meaningful. The unseen phase is where character is refined, ego dissolves, expectations soften, and dependence on external validation weakens. A person begins to rely less on applause and more on inner approval. This shift is subtle but powerful. When validation is no longer required, freedom emerges, and freedom attracts opportunities effortlessly. Often, delays exist because certain lessons must be integrated before success can be safely held. Without humility, success breeds arrogance. Without gratitude, abundance feels empty. Without self-trust, opportunities create anxiety instead of joy. Time allows these qualities to develop naturally, preventing success from becoming a burden rather than a blessing. There are moments when effort feels one-sided, as if nothing is responding. Yet the unseen does not operate on immediate feedback. It responds to consistency. Each act of faith sends a signal that strengthens alignment. Even doubt, when faced honestly, refines clarity and deepens commitment. Unseen preparation also involves removal. Certain desires fade, relationships shift, and old ambitions dissolve. What feels like loss is often refinement. Life clears what no longer matches the future being prepared. Resistance to this process creates suffering, but acceptance allows grace to flow smoothly. People often compare their timeline to others, forgetting that no two preparations are alike. Some require years of internal restructuring, while others move more quickly because certain foundations are already in place. Comparison blinds awareness of personal growth and creates impatience that disrupts alignment. The unseen phase teaches listening rather than forcing. Inspiration replaces struggle, and action becomes intuitive rather than frantic. This is when effort aligns with ease, not because work disappears, but because resistance does. One begins to sense when to move and when to pause, when to speak and when to remain silent. Faith during unseen preparation is not loud. It does not demand reassurance. It holds steady even when outcomes are delayed. This quiet faith is powerful because it signals readiness. Life responds not to urgency but to trust. When trust is present, events rearrange themselves with precision. What appears as stagnation is often recalibration. Life adjusts timing, connections, and conditions beyond conscious awareness. A single meeting delayed, a missed opportunity, or an unexpected obstacle can redirect an entire future. What feels inconvenient now may prevent collapse later. The unseen is where self-worth detaches from outcomes. A person RNS to value themselves regardless of results. This independence is essential because success magnifies inner states. Without self-worth, success amplifies insecurity. Preparation ensures that success enhances life rather than complicates it. Time spent unseen is never wasted. It develops intuition, patience, and emotional maturity. These qualities cannot be rushed or borrowed. They must be lived. Each quiet moment contributes to readiness, even when it feels unremarkable. Eventually, when the inner structure is complete, outer results appear suddenly. What took years to prepare may manifest quickly, giving the illusion of overnight success. Yet those who endured the unseen recognize that the visible moment is simply the final step of a long internal journey. The unseen phase ends not when impatience peaks, but when alignment stabilizes, when desire no longer feels desperate, when effort feels natural, and when trust outweighs doubt. Conditions shift effortlessly. Life responds swiftly once resistance dissolves. Success that emerges from unseen preparation feels calm, not chaotic. It fits naturally rather than feeling forced. There is gratitude instead of shock, confidence instead of fear. This is the reward for honoring the long, quiet work that no one applauded. Those who understand this no longer fear delays. They recognize silence as activity, stillness as movement, and waiting as participation. They continue to show up, refine themselves, and trust the process, knowing that what is forming beneath the surface is far greater than what impatience could ever produce. Inner alignment is the cornerstone of lasting success, yet it is so often overlooked because it cannot be measured in conventional ways. People chase results as if the outer world can be manipulated through sheer effort alone, unaware that without harmony within, achievement feels hollow and fleeting. True success begins in the invisible realm, where thoughts, beliefs, and emotions set the pattern for all external manifestations. Until this alignment is established, no external victory can endure. The journey to inner alignment is subtle. It begins with awareness, an honest observation of one's thoughts, feelings, and habitual patterns. Most people live on autopilot, reacting to circumstances and letting external events shape their inner state. Alignment requires a pause, a turning inward to recognize that your outer circumstances are a reflection of your inner condition. This is not a process of blame, but of understanding. By observing what lives within, one gains the power to redirect the currents of life rather than be swept along by them. Once awareness emerges, it is essential to cultivate harmony among thought, feeling, and intention. A mind full of worry cannot produce clarity. A heart heavy with resentment cannot attract abundance. The inner world must be tuned like a finely crafted instrument. Each thought carries energy, each feeling broadcasts a signal, and each intention creates a magnetic pull toward its corresponding reality. When these elements are in agreement, the outer world begins to respond naturally, effortlessly, and accurately. Many struggle because they attempt to force results while neglecting this inner work. They push, manipulate, and struggle, believing that effort alone will override misalignment. Yet effort, without alignment, is like planting seeds in infertile soil. It consumes energy without producing fruit. True alignment allows action to flow without strain, yielding results that feel organic and inevitable rather than forced and exhausting. The process of inner alignment also demands honesty. One must acknowledge limiting beliefs and self-sabotaging habits that silently resist progress. This requires courage, for it is easier to blame circumstances or others than to confront the hidden stories that undermine success. Yet every unexamined thought is a barrier, and only through acknowledgement and release can the mind become a fertile ground for the life one desires. Gratitude is a powerful ally in this process. When the mind focuses on abundance rather than scarcity, when appreciation flows even in small moments, alignment strengthens. Gratitude harmonizes thought and emotion, creating a resonance that attracts favorable circumstances. It shifts attention from what is missing to what is present, opening the inner channels for flow and opportunity. Consistency is essential in cultivating alignment. The mind, like soil, responds to repeated patterns. Daily choices, repeated mental exercises, and disciplined attention to inner states accumulate over time, forming a stable foundation. Small acts of alignment may seem insignificant, yet their compounded effect is profound. The outer world mirrors the inner repetition, bringing long-term results that appear as if by magic. The inner work is not passive. It involves active engagement with thoughts, emotions, and intentions, shaping them consciously. It also requires a gentle surrender, a recognition that not everything can be controlled. There is a delicate balance between effort and release, between focus and detachment. Alignment is achieved not through force, but through the graceful integration of inner clarity and openness to life's intelligence. Self-trust is a critical component of alignment. Many falter because they doubt their inner guidance or seek validation externally. Alignment deepens when one learns to trust intuition, the subtle whispers of the soul that direct toward the highest good. Decisions rooted in inner certainty carry power, while those swayed by fear or impatience often lead to detours and setbacks. Emotional mastery. Equally important. Emotions are the language of alignment, revealing whether one is in harmony or resistance. Unprocessed anger, fear, or resentment creates distortion, while calm, centered, and joyful states amplify clarity and attraction. Learning to navigate emotions consciously is not suppression. It is understanding their message and using them as guidance toward more coherent alignment. The world often tempts one to chase shortcuts, promising quick fixes and rapid results. Yet alignment cannot be hurried. It is cultivated through practice, reflection, and patience. Attempts to bypass the inner journey often result in temporary gains that unravel when the pressure of life tests them. The outer world rewards those whose inner foundation is solid, who can meet opportunity without fear, hesitation, or contradiction. Alignment also involves clarity of intention. A vague or conflicting desire creates tension, while a clearly defined purpose acts as a compass for both inner and outer action. When intentions are pure and focused, the universe conspires to support them. When they are scattered or contradictory, life responds in kind, creating obstacles and delays that feel frustrating but are necessary for realignment. Patience is intertwined with alignment. One must understand that life unfolds in perfect timing, not according to the hurried calendar of the mind. Every delay, challenge, and apparent setback is part of the alignment process, shaping readiness for what is to come. Impatience distorts perspective, leading to rash choices and wasted energy. The aligned mind embraces timing, seeing every moment as an integral part of the journey. Visualization and affirmation can aid alignment, not as magic spells, but as tools to reinforce inner coherence. By imagining the desired outcome vividly and aligning emotion and thought with it, one strengthens the magnetic pull toward manifestation. The mind cannot distinguish between what is vividly imagined and what is real, so this practice primes the inner world to reflect outwardly. The path of alignment is not linear. Life presents tests, distractions, and unexpected turns. These are not failures, but opportunities to deepen understanding and strengthen inner coherence. Each challenge is a mirror, revealing where resistance persists and where further adjustment is required. Those who persist with calm focus and steady alignment grow stronger, more resilient, and more capable of sustaining long-term success. Ultimately, inner alignment transforms the experience of success itself. Achievements become meaningful, harmonious, and sustaining. They are no longer external validations, but reflections of a coherent inner state. The individual moves with life rather than against it, and every step feels supported, purposeful, and empowered. When alignment is fully established, the outer world begins to reflect it effortlessly. Doors open at the right moment, people appear who resonate with purpose, and opportunities flow naturally. The struggle to impose results disappears, replaced by a sense of ease and certainty. Life responds to readiness, and readiness is the product of deep, consistent, and conscious alignment. Patience and calm certainty are the invisible forces that make success inevitable, yet they are the qualities most often overlooked in the rush for results. People tend to measure progress by speed, equating rapid outcomes with achievement. They look at calendars, clocks, and deadlines, believing that the sooner they see evidence of success, the closer they are to it. Yet the outer world responds not to urgency, but to a steady, unwavering alignment of mind, heart, and action. When one cultivates patience, one allows life to unfold in its perfect timing, and when one maintains certainty, every step becomes purposeful and guided. Patience is not mere waiting, it is an active state of trust, a deliberate choice to hold faith even when circumstances seem stagnant. In moments when nothing appears to happen, it is patience that sustains effort without frustration, that allows repetition and small daily actions to accumulate into results unseen. Each act of patience communicates readiness to the universe, signaling that one is prepared to receive what is coming, no matter how long it takes. Impatience, in contrast, creates resistance, clouding judgment, and scattering energy in directions that do not serve the ultimate purpose. Calm certainty is the companion of patience. It is the inner conviction that the desired outcome will manifest because it is aligned with natural law and divine timing. This certainty is not arrogance, nor is it blind hope. It is a deep, quiet knowing that carries a magnetic influence, attracting circumstances, opportunities, and people in harmony with one's vision. While doubt and anxiety push life into friction, calm certainty harmonizes with life's flow, allowing unseen processes to complete without interference. Many fail to understand that delays and obstacles are not signs of failure, but instruments of refinement. Patience allows one to see these experiences as part of the preparation rather than punishment. Each setback teaches adjustment, perseverance, and clarity. Each delay permits inner growth that cannot occur under the pressure of impatience. Calm certainty ensures that these lessons are absorbed without panic or fear, transforming challenges into stepping stones instead of stumbling blocks. The practice of patience and certainty transforms perception. What once seemed slow or frustrating becomes intentional and purposeful. One begins to recognize that life is orchestrating conditions, people, and event in a way that cannot be rushed. The timing of opportunities, the alignment of resources, and the convergence of circumstances are all elements that patience allows to synchronize naturally. Impatience, however, fractures the perception of time, creating the illusion that progress is stagnant when in reality, the unseen is quietly forming the foundation for future success. Patience is strengthened through mindfulness. By observing thoughts and emotions without judgment, one learns to release tension, anxiety, and the compulsion to force outcomes. This observance creates space for inner guidance to emerge, allowing actions to be inspired rather than reactive. Calm certainty grows when one consistently trusts these inner signals, recognizing that life's intelligence operates in concert with one's own alignment. The combination of observation and trust cultivates an inner environment where success can manifest naturally. The outer world often tempts one to abandon patience through distraction and comparison. Observing the apparent speed of others' achievements can lead to self-doubt or frustration. Yet calm certainty teaches that each life unfolds according to its unique timing, and that comparing paths creates unnecessary resistance. What is meant for an individual cannot be taken by another, and what is taken by another was never truly intended. Recognizing this truth fosters peace and steadiness, allowing one to focus fully on alignment rather than on external competition. Consistent action is essential in this process. Patience is not a call to inaction, but to deliberate, mindful engagement. Each small effort compounds over time, laying the groundwork for results that will later appear as if by miracle. Calm certainty directs these actions with precision, ensuring that energy is invested in alignment with ultimate goals rather than dissipated in scattered attempts. This combination of deliberate effort and trust is what differentiates those who endure from those who falter when success seems distant. Emotional equilibrium is critical to sustaining patience and certainty. Strong emotions such as fear, doubt, and frustration disrupt alignment and scatter energy. By cultivating calm, one maintains a state that is receptive to opportunity and resilient in the face of delay. Joy, gratitude, and confidence amplify this effect, acting as attractors for positive outcomes. Emotional mastery is therefore not suppression of feelings, but conscious direction of them toward coherence and harmony with one's vision. Visualization and affirmation can reinforce patience and certainty. By holding a vivid image of the desired outcome and aligning emotion with it, one strengthens internal conviction. This practice serves as a reminder that results are already in motion even when unseen. Affirmations rooted in calm certainty reassure the mind and heart that all is proceeding according to plan, reducing anxiety and maintaining focus on the long-term goal. Patience and calm certainty also transform the way one interacts with opportunities and people. When not driven by desperation or urgency, relationships are nurtured naturally, and collaborations form in alignment with purpose rather than neediness. Decisions become intuitive and guided, arising from clarity rather than pressure. This approach not only ensures more sustainable outcomes, but also creates an aura of reliability and integrity that attracts support from others. The long game of success requires endurance. Impatience may produce sporadic bursts of effort, but only sustained, consistent engagement, guided by calm certainty, builds the kind of momentum that carries results through challenges and change. Life responds to this sustained energy, aligning circumstances in ways that appear miraculous yet are simply the natural response to persistent, harmonious effort. Challenges are inevitable, but their impact is softened when patience and certainty are practiced. Rather than triggering panic or despair, obstacles become signals for adjustment, opportunities for reflection, and catalysts for deeper alignment. Each challenge met with calm certainty strengthens character, fortifies resilience, and reinforces the inner foundation necessary to hold and sustain success when it arrives. Over time, the combination of patience and certainty cultivates a profound sense of inner peace. External events no longer dictate emotional states, and success is no longer defined by speed or immediate outcomes. Instead, achievement becomes an expression of inner harmony and alignment, manifesting naturally as a reflection of the inner condition. The individual moves with life rather than against it, guided by quiet assurance that everything necessary is already in motion. Those who embody patience and calm certainty experience a shift in perception. Waiting is no longer frustrating, challenges are no longer threatening, and uncertainty becomes an opportunity for growth. Life feels less like a battle and more like a collaboration with unseen forces that orchestrate events in perfect timing. This inner orientation not only attracts results, but also makes them sustainable, harmonious, and deeply satisfying. Even when the world seems chaotic or slow, those anchored in patience and calm certainty maintain clarity. They understand that external appearances are temporary and often misleading, while the inner state dictates long-term outcomes. Each moment becomes an opportunity to practice trust, refine alignment, and prepare for the manifestation of desires. This disciplined approach ensures that when success arrives, it is met with readiness, stability, and appreciation.